Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whatever it is, wherever you are. We hope you're doing well. Welcome our Philippine journey, Mike and Arlen. And today we're going to start to get to the last two topics of the minefield of potential scams you will face when dating a Filipina. Now, I preface this by saying, as I always have, there are good girls and bad girls everywhere in the world. The Philippines does not have an exclusive for sure. And by the way, there are good girls and good guys and bad guys everywhere in the world. So sometimes it's a little bit of a defensive mechanism. Hey, look, you know what? In our first video, we talked about I met this girl online and the red flags that pop up. We finished that off in the second video. I met this girl on vacation and we went through the basics and keeping in mind that initial meeting and everything, that little 2-week millionaire jaunt you did, uh, isn't really that much different than I met this girl on vacation. You're a target, and these girls are not stupid. They're pretty smart, and they've been cultivating you. Oh, Netflix says I have a new show I should watch. But now we're going to get into the stuff that starts to really get serious, because now they've got their hooks in you. You have met this girl. You came to the Philippines and you either met someone that you were chatting with online or several. And then you turned around and or met somebody while you were out and about. So now what happens? Now you've got in your mind that you fell in love. This could possibly be real love. Is it possible I found the girl? Did I really find this needle in a haystack? Oh, I gotta go back home. And off you go back to wherever it is you're from. Now, what happens? Well, here's what happens. They know that you're going to do everything in your power to get back. But in the meantime, they don't want to burn any bridges. And that means you don't want to burn any bridges. So you met her and now you're in love and she's in love. And this is now your long distance relationship. We went out bar hopping last night with a big group of friends, and it's 4:30 in the morning here, and I'm having my coffee. And I'm going to do a video about the bar hop because it's some things I really need to get off my chest. So this long distance relationship, how's it go? Well, could be perfectly exactly what it is you're looking for. Or could easily be that you've gone to step 3 and these girls, I swear, no school that I know of about it. I don't think they have a college class that says how to scam people, but they all chit chat, they all know, and they all have years of experience from people giving them advice on how to do it. So let's talk about some of the things that happen. Well, first off, there's going to be the sponsor. You're going to sponsor them. All right? You're going to help them. You know, she works in this crappy little job where she makes about $9 a day, and you're going to help her. You're going to help her a couple of different ways. I mean, this is potentially your future, right? And it's so cheap for you to help her. I mean, you're going to help pay for school. She's going to start taking classes or books, or you're going to help her move into a better environment, or you're going to help her upgrade her life. You're going to set her down the path that that you think is what people deserve. If you're an older person, it's oh my God, I would pay for my sister to go to school, or my brother to go to school, or I would do this, or I wouldn't want my girlfriend to live in this situation. Well, here's how this all works. There are 100 different things that girls will ask for. Okay? And some of them kind of run hand in hand. In other words, you'll often find that they want one thing, and then down the road, and I mean down the road, I mean later that month, okay? Oh, I need this also. So it's always the golden egg, and then they want to get some fertilizer for it. I guess is the best word I can come up with. All right? So you're helping her. Now, you can help them tremendously with as little as $100 a month. Okay. Well, so you're going to be giving them $100 a month, and let's make the assumption that you actually got a real name. You've seen an ID that matches that name. All right. The person picking up the money responds to that name, and she's going to keep you interested. And that means she's going to be posting pictures to her Facebook. She's going to be chatting with you on a daily basis. She's going to be talking to you about everything that needs to happen. Here we go again. This thing looks a little weird right on top of my head. There we go. All of that being said, you think about this for a minute. This girl's getting $100 a month from you. And for some of you, it's going to be far more than $100. It'll be $200, $300. I mean, let's face it, you're rich by their standards. Okay? Well, you see, you actually facilitate what's going on here. You do that because now she has an excuse to not always be around. She already recognizes the time zone difference. Trust me. They're not stupid. They know you got to sleep. And they know you got to work, probably. I mean, why would you be back home away from the girl that you love, unless you had to work? Okay, they know that. They also know that if they have 5 guys giving them $100 a month, okay, that they now earn without walking out the door more than the average Philippine wage. All right, so let's see here for a second. Just to give you an idea, I have my handy dandy little converter here. So $500 a month is 27,000 pesos, according to this morning's conversion. This morning's rate, international bank rate, is 27,500 pesos. And during that period of time that they're getting that, you really think they're just laying around in bed watching Oprah? Or actually Rufi Tufalo or any of the other daily shows or entertaining shows? Do you think that she's in school all day, every day? Nah. No, she's online, meeting more guys, getting more help. And she gets this basis. She has this $30,000, $27,000 a month basis. Now she can be chatting to other guys and pushing that limit a little bit harder. Okay? So with that being said, you are the target and you have to stay away from that situation. You have to get as far away from that as you can. Now, my recommendation, personally, and it's not going to matter because you're going to do whatever it is your heart and your pelvis tells you to do. Okay? You see, for some reason, men seem to be starved for attention, or a lot of men seem to be starved for attention. It's quite ridiculous, in my opinion. All right? So, anyways, she's cranking in 27,000 a month, and she's doing nothing. Bull. That ain't happening. That's not the way it works. Not at all. Let me stop for a second and just say one thing. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, we'd certainly appreciate it. If you have subscribed, we really appreciate that you're returning. And please hit that thumbs up. We desperately need that to help grow the channel. It makes a huge difference. Now, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So you think for a minute that she is doing these things. You're in this long distance relationship. You're now semi-trapped. Okay? And then you have to consider some of the other things that go along with this. Like, well, I'm going to bring her to the U.S. Well, no, you're not. Okay? You see the fallacy of thinking that there's such a thing as a sponsorship program? There's not. That ended, God, I don't know how many years ago. Right? She'll never get a tourist visa to the U.S. Well, let me rephrase that. If she can get a tourist visa to the U.S., you're not sending her money because it means she owns property and she has a reason to come back to the Philippines. It means she has money in the bank and a history of money in the bank. The list that the embassy looks at to qualify a single Filipina for a tourist visa to the U.S. is short and strict. So unless you're bringing her as your K1 visa, which means your fiance visa, or unless you got married in the Philippines, getting her over to the U.S. is a long and arduous situation. But the girls don't care about that because the longer it takes, the more money you're giving them. All right? It's that simple. Now, again, I have to say, not all girls are like this, and not all, just simply not all girls are like this. And hopefully not all guys are like this. Not all guys are stupid enough to crank this money over. You know, what gets the biggest amount of views is talking about how easy it is to meet girls here. And the sector of that is, of course, how easy it is to go to a bar or restaurant or meet girls. Well, you know what? The girls know this. And so does every tourist from every country. Okay? And when they come in, they're competing with you. And it's not their immensely incredible good looks, it's their wallet. And that wallet and your wallet are competing nonstop. We know girls that literally have 4 and 5 routine, steady sponsors. These are girls that have Korean sponsors, Japanese sponsors, Chinese sponsors. Okay? Oh, and American sponsors. So this long distance relationship, this is really where the money starts to come in. And that is what you have to try and avoid. So all of a sudden, you're financially providing a means for her to not be around to chat with you when you're available even more. I mean, if you're in the US, well, 12 o'clock in the afternoon in the US, that's school time, buddy. They're in class at the university. You're not going to be able to chat with them, but they're able to be online looking for something else. I mean, I'm sorry, 12 o'clock. Your lunchtime is their nighttime. And of course, noon or 1 or 2. Shit, that's the middle of the night for them. They're asleep. They have to get up and go to school the next day. You see, this all perpetuates. It's a circle, a vicious circle. Our last installment of this is tomorrow. And tomorrow we're going to show you how you can protect yourself to a certain extent. You can't protect yourself completely, but there are some things you can do to get to the bottom of some of it quite early. All right? You're never going to get away from the fact that you find that you think you're in love and you're going to send money. That happens 500 times a day. I'll guarantee it. There aren't, 200 money changers, all right, like money changers, cash places where you can collect from Emlu Hillier or Western Union or Remitly or TransferWise or whatever within a 2-mile radius of certain areas for a reason. It happens all day, every day. Now, what's been interesting is we're going to close this out tomorrow with I'm going to get engaged. But before we do, we're also going to let you know how you can try. There are some simple things you can do to avoid the worst of the worst. They're not hard, but they're simple. Okay? So please subscribe, like, hit that notify bell. Okay? Hit that thumbs up, hit that notify bell so that tomorrow you see how to protect yourself from some of this. And in the meantime, we hope you have a great day. Thanks.